Hello, everyone. It's Rachel, and I'm excited for the third part of this series. So we're going to dive right in to today's conversation. I hope you are having a really wonderful Thursday. It's been a really fun day for me so far. It's been a coaching day, and I have coached some of my favorite people. We've had some really interesting conversations, a lot of cool awareness, things have come up. And I'm just feeling like all the coach vibes. So I'm excited to bring to you guys this tool. So if you missed part one, in part one, we talked about your nervous system and why it's essential that your nervous system be regulated. And why you not need to just regulate for yourself, but also why you need to teach your clients how to regulate their own nervous systems, right? So in order for change to happen, our physiology has to be working with us, not against us. And that means we have to be very tuned into our nervous system. And we need to be able to learn how to shift from the different states. And I gave you a very simple tool, a very simple exercise to help you be able to shift your nervous system into the ventral state. And that same tool that you can practice on yourself, of course, we always do it on ourselves first, I believe, and then be able to share that with your clients. And when you use that tool, you literally are going to be able to help your clients, right, be more receptive to the coaching. They will be less resistant on your calls, and it will help your clients achieve results faster, which is, I know, what you all want. So if you missed out on tool one, no worries. You can go back and still watch it. If you need access to it, let me know. You can send me a message and I'll make sure that it comes right into your inbox. Part two, so last week we were talking about somatics, the body, and how to integrate the body into your coaching. And again, I gave you one of the tools I have inside my program, very simple but very effective tool to help your clients start to get more in tune with what's happening actually in their own bodies. And again, like I just mentioned, it's really important. It's imperative actually that you practice on yourself first, because when you practice on yourself, right, then you can understand what the experience is like that your clients will be having. That's really important. It's going to come off way more powerful. So today, we're going to go into the third tool that I believe is essential, right, for your clients to be getting results. Not just get results, but get results that last. And that's what I know you want for your clients. So before I go any further, in case there's anyone new who just jumped on, I'm Rachel Friedman. I help coaches become masterful at the art and the science of coaching. I believe it is both an art and a science. And I really, really want to help their clients be able to get incredible results. I am such a believer in coaching and everything about it. I believe it's effective and it can work for anyone who's open and receptive to it. So I come actually from the psychotherapy world and have a master's degree from fancy NYU. And what I want you to know is that integrating coaching and some yoga methods and methodology and philosophy, not just the physical asana, but actually the mindset piece, was really what actually made such dramatic changes in my life. Now, I'm not saying that psychotherapy is bad or doesn't work, not at all. I'm just saying it's not where everyone is at. So I really believe there's a lot of people going around in this world just saying, I'm fine. And I was one of them. So maybe you relate to this. Maybe you're not at that level where you're like, you really need intense trauma work. I'm just saying. And you're fine, but fine, I want you to know, guys, is not okay, in my opinion, because life can be so much more colorful, delicious than fine. But in order to move past fine right? You have to be willing to learn how to feel your emotions, right? All of them. And that's where I didn't know I was blocked and limited, okay? You have to be willing to feel the crap, the disappointment, the frustration, the anger, the sadness, the disappointment. But when you enable yourself, when you allow yourself to feel those emotions, right? When you open up that space, then you also open up the space, right, for yourself to feel the really delicious, scrumptious ones, like the excitement, pleasure, joy. And what I want you to know is I would trade in a million years, fine, for blah, for all of the crap, all of the shit, to also have all of the amazingness. And that is what I want for more people. I really deeply in my heart want that for more people in this world. And that is why I really, really feel so passionately about helping the healers, the coaches be so good at it, because when they are, we've got more people living their best life, which it just makes our world a much better place, in my opinion. Okay, so I know that coaches, especially who are listening right now, you guys want the tool. You want to know what it is. And I promise I'm going to give it to you. Some of you maybe are already familiar with the concept. Maybe you've learned it in your certification. Maybe you're using it. But I want to encourage you to stay, let it simmer, and I want you to integrate it. And I want you to explore how you can take it deeper. Okay, and those of you who this is new, I hope this is going to literally blow up your brains a little bit. Okay, so let me just take a moment and look at my notes. Make sure I've covered so far everything I want to cover. Okay, all right, so here's the thing, guys. Even if you are a coach, right? And this really conversation is for coaches. So if you're not a coach and you're listening, that's fine. But I want you to know I'm going to gear it towards the coaches, the therapists, the healers out there, is that we're still humans, and humans have thoughts and humans have opinions. Okay. And it's normal. We're not going to make them go away, and nor do we want them to. However, as a coach, your opinions and your thoughts in regards to your client situation are irrelevant. I want you to hear that again. What you believe they should be doing, what you believe is right or wrong, is not going to be useful, nor is it going to be helpful in helping your clients hit their goals. Okay? Many of you, though, unfortunately, are lacking the ability to notice when you are interjecting your own thoughts, your own biases, and opinions, right, in your coaching sessions. So right now, if you're like, oh no, I don't do that, take a deep breath, ground yourself, because I want you to know that even coaches who have been doing this for a long time are often doing this, okay? I even find myself sometimes doing this, but now I have at least tools and awareness to help myself when I'm in that space so I can stop it, okay? And look, I want you to know it's not your fault. It's not your fault, because in traditional coaching certifications, you are taught, right, to listen, you're taught to hold space, you're taught to stay neutral. But no one actually shows you how to do that most of the time. So how would you know then if no one actually is showing you, taking you through it? And that's really why we are more adept or more likely to go jumping into the pool with our clients. And when I say jump into the pool with their clients, that means they say something and you don't stay neutral. Your thoughts, your biases, your opinions come into play. Okay? So when you jump in the pool with your clients and you aren't able to stay neutral and you're not able to stay open, you miss, honestly, guys, the opportunity to understand really what is going on, occurring for your client. And this keeps you very much at the surface level of what your clients are experiencing. Okay. By only addressing surface level problems, you get a temporary solution. Okay? They might feel better. But the problem is it doesn't create lasting, sustainable change. The problem, I can almost guarantee you, is going to show up again and again. It might show up in different ways. It might show up in the same way. But the underlying issue, because you didn't get to it, because you jumped in with them and you weren't able to stay open and curious and really be able to ask all the questions needed, right? Because of your own thoughts, biases, and opinions, you weren't able to get to the root, my friends. And when you don't get to the root, we don't create sustainable change. We've got to get underneath those surface level experiences happening and find out what's going on underneath. Okay. So we need to be able to untangle the surface level problems. And that, when we do that, we help our clients, we empower them to find their own answers so they can make sustainable change. The answers have got to come from within them. Okay, so I don't want you doing that anymore, okay? If you're doing it, it's okay. No worries, no judgment, okay? Most of us have done it before. But what I want you to know is this tool I'm going to share is my way of managing through this, okay? And I call it neutral curiosity. Wondering what that is? Don't worry, I am going to share it with you right now. So neutral, right, means to be not engaged in one side or the other, okay? You're just right in the middle. Curiosity is having a strong desire to want to learn something new. So neutral curiosity is being able to stay open and curious without picking a side. It's when you can put all your own biases to the side, your thoughts, your feelings, your opinions, your beliefs, and show up for your client clean. And I want you to know it's a superpower. As a coach, when you can do this, it makes you very powerful, and it makes your clients be able to go to places they never would have possibly imagined. Unfortunately, many coaches aren't practicing this enough. Here's how you know if you aren't, okay? If your clients are coming to your sessions telling you that they just want you to tell them what to do, okay? Instead of asking questions, you just give them an action or a strategy. That's one symptom. You find yourself agreeing with them a lot, like, I know, yeah. Okay, that's another sign. It feels like you're carrying the entire conversation on your calls. You find yourself talking a lot and not listening as much, right? Your client isn't doing the majority of the talking. A really telltale sign of this is they're not actually making the progress that they want or that you know is available for them. Another really clear sign of this is when they come every week with the same problem and have made no progress at all. Okay, so you feel called out right now. Nothing has gone wrong. I was doing this too. I want you to just put your hand on your heart for a moment. Take a moment and just, that's why you're here, right? Because we're going to, right now, I'm going to give you the first step in how to rectify this situation. Here's the thing. Most coaches, like I mentioned, go through a certification or a program. They're given a very specific process to follow. And maybe that process is effective. I'm not saying it's not. I know I went through one and it's very effective. But the thing that the process is missing is that it does not address often your beliefs, your own biases, your own perceptions. So naturally, you start taking control. And instead of asking questions, you just go tell them what to do. You can have a method that you lean on. But until you've practiced how to remove your own biases, your own belief sets, you're not going to be as effective, guys, because the process or the method to help your clients to get those good results is going to come against a roadblock. When you learn to use neutral curiosity, we get our clients' results faster because you go deep fast and you get to the root and you cut it off there. You empower them, your client, to come up with a solution, which is always going to be way more effective than you telling them what to do. I can guarantee it, hands down. So, for example, if a client comes to you and tells you she's having an affair and wants to leave her husband, notice right now what popped up in your mind, what thoughts, what feelings, what experience. It's essential that you're able to put all of those opinions, both about maybe what you believe about extramarital affair, what you believe about divorce, to the side. Because when you can truly show up neutral, that's when you're going to be able to help your client make the best decision for herself. You don't know what is the best decision for her. You don't. There's no way you can. Let me give you another example. Your client is debating whether or not to leave her job. And she's thinking about she might want to start her own business. Again, you probably have your own opinions about this. Maybe you did it, right? Like this was a situation that I had come to me. Yeah, left the job, started my own business. So I'm like gung-ho, all for it. But just because I did it and I love it and I would never in a million years trade it for nothing does not mean it is the best decision for her. But the second I jump into the pool, the second that I allow my beliefs, my feelings, my thoughts, my opinions into the coaching, I have removed the neutrality. I removed the ability to stay open and curious fully and to help her make that decision for herself. You can understand and have compassion and empathy for another person. You can have experienced something even similar, but it's essential as a coach that you put all your baggage, all your shit, good and bad, to the side when you show up for that coaching session, my friends. So what I want you to hear now is, unfortunately, too many coaches are taught to stay neutral intellectually on a cerebral level, right? But they haven't practiced this. And so I want each and every one of you to start practicing doing this. So I'm going to give you a little exercise right now to be able to start putting this into action today. The next time you're in a coaching session, or right, let's just say if you're not a coach, but whatever, maybe just in a relationship, okay? Any relationship, a friendship, but I'm going to bring this back to the coaching. And the client starts telling you about a situation that they're in. I want you to pause and notice how you're feeling. How are you feeling in your body? I want you to notice that. I want you to notice any thoughts and opinions you are having in that moment. You will have them. Don't forget, you are a human first. So that's step one. I want you to notice how you're feeling. I want you to notice what's going on in your own mind. Once you notice that, I want you to ask yourself this simple question. I want you to write it down so it's in front of you. If I were to be completely neutral right now and put all of my own opinions to the side, what would be the best question I could ask my client right now? If what I think does not matter, what is the best question I can ask my client right now? I want you to answer that for yourself. There is no right or wrong answer, guys, but there is a question. There's a question there from curiosity, from being open, and from staying neutral. When you do this, you're going to be able to help your client really, really understand what's going on. You're going to be able to get past that surface level problem and keep asking questions, not just give them advice and tell them what to do. You know this is not easy. To stop when you're in a session and take a moment and check in. But I want you to know that the more you practice this, the easier it gets and it becomes second nature. It's exactly why that inside the Live Your Dharma program, we have an entire process that is mapped out that helps you go from like being in your own head, having your own opinions, which we all have, right? Being blind to them, to being able to see them, to being able to remove yourself, to being able to know what question feels right and how to stay open and curious, right? We just don't recognize it in ourselves often. And so it's important that we begin to bring that awareness. It's also why inside of the program, we do this with your peers, right? So you can be really open and vulnerable, right? And then get the feedback, some really critical feedback of, okay, that just happened. Oh, crap, right? Back off, let's do it again. It's a very safe space. Okay, it's really important to start to notice that is the first step. All right. How are we feeling right now? I hope everyone's feeling really good. I think it's really important to be practicing neutral curiosity if you want your clients to get the results, right? And here's the truth, guys. When your clients are getting really amazing results, you're doing a really good job like with your coaching. And I kind of mean that in a like there's lots of different ways to be doing a really great job, but your clients are getting the results. They go tell their friends, that tell their friends, that tell their peers, and your business, I promise, is going to go boom, kaboom. So it's important that you get in your reps, that you take the time to put in the practice and to get the objective feedback, right? So you know where you need to tweak, where you need to make those 1 degree shifts, right? How you can strengthen that muscle, right? So this all can become second nature. Hey guys, so we can understand all of this intellectually, but if you don't put it into practice and apply it, it's not going to become sustainable. It's not going to become second nature. Your transformations that your clients desire, they just won't happen. At least they won't happen as efficiently, as effectively, and as sustainably as I know you want. Okay. So go practice. If you need some support, you need someone to practice with, I want you to go reach out to a peer. If you don't have a peer right now, like maybe you're just getting started, I want to really encourage you to get yourself in a supportive container where you can practice, where you can put in your reps, right? You can practice tools like neutral curiosity, right? Because then you get to show up as the coach, right? Every freaking time that knows in her heart and her soul that her clients are getting what they came for. And if that sounds like you right now, then I just want to encourage you to explore the Live Your Dharma coaching certification. It is not for everyone, but it is for coaches who are ready to be masterful, to be experts, and to be seen as the expert. And the best way we become seen as the expert, guys, is by being the expert. And that comes through the practice, through the repetition, through the application, through the embodiment, right? It's by putting in the reps, seriously, my friends. And that's a huge part of what we do. We do a lot of other stuff, but that's a huge part. Okay, so if you want your clients to be able to bring everything and create a very safe space for them, it's important that you go first. Do your own work, guys. Put in your reps. All right. If you want some more information about the program, next round starts in August. I think the doors officially open July 1st, which is just a few days away. But we are taking very limited amount of early enrollment over the next few days. All right, my friends, have a happy rest of your Thursday, and I will see you all soon.